And first of all, I wish to ask you something about the new project, Chicken Food.
Yeah.
Yes, if you can speak about it.
Yeah, there's so much to tell. A little over a year ago, Sammy Hagar called me and asked me to join him on stage for a little jamming at the end of a show in Las Vegas. And he had invited Chad Smith from the Chili Peppers and Mike Anthony from Van Halen to play. So we went on and we played some old favorite songs, just had a good time. But it was really, really good. I mean, it was so good that when we came off the stage, we thought, well, that was just too good. We have to do it again somehow. So we agreed that we would try to create some kind of a band. And the difficulty is that Sam was still on tour, and I was just about to start my tour for the Satriani record, which was going to come out in a few months. So what we wound up doing was meeting for 2 days, and then we'd go off and work for 2 months, and then we'd meet for 3 days, and then we'd go off for 2 months. And, but after, I'd say about September, November, we finally realized that we needed to, what we were compiling was really fantastic. We had a great album of songs, and we just needed to finally get together in one location for at least 10 days. And we did that up in Northern California at Skywalker Studios, the studios that director George Lucas owns. And beautiful location, enormous recording room, it's a beautiful facility, and I think everybody felt comfortable that that was the place that we were going to be able to make this really big record. And recording went very well, and mixing went well. We mixed up in Vancouver with Mike Fraser, and so now we have this great record, and we're very excited that we're going to go on tour.
Have you a label?
What we did, this is interesting. Since we started out as a band that, I was signed to Sony, Chad and the Chili Peppers from Warner Brothers, and Sam and Mike, I believe, had deals with Roadrunner. We decided that we were not going to get a label involved when we were just a band. So we recorded the record ourselves, we paid for everything ourselves, and we waited until we were completely done before we let anybody hear it. And then we started to look to see what other labels might be interested in doing.
I saw your logo on YouTube.
Good.
Yes, simple but very beautiful.
Well, it has come together very well, because that record, that logo is sitting on top of a CD with a very unique style of paint that reveals photos when the heat from your hand touches the CD, and it will come out on the Best Buy label in North America, and I think here in Europe, Adele will be our record label. And this is more than we hoped for, because we were able to sidestep the traditional labels and to do something that was more in step with how this project was born. Because it really was an unusual project to start from. So when we were looking for...
It's an amazing project.
Yeah, I think so. I'm glad you know.
Are you touring now?
No, we're just rehearsing. We've done one show.
I saw on YouTube.
Yeah.
That show.
Yes. We will do a short record release party tour in the U.S. In the middle of May. We'll come back to Europe here June 16th, and we will do festivals and a few solo shows.
We are waiting for you in Italy.
I believe we're playing in Milan.
Yes, I know.
And then we go back to the U.S. and Canada, and we play from August through September. And then we'll wait and see what we're going to do.
How is born your collaboration with the Vox, and why?
Well, I really wanted to take control of all those foot pedals that I used, because although I had some old favorites, they still had shortcomings. And so my idea was to try to take some of these original designs, find out what I like about them, find out what I don't like about them, and see if I can make a better product. And something that would be more inspiring for me musically, and then something that I could turn other musicians on to. And I had worked with this guitar player, Mike Bradley, who was working at D'Addario and Planet Waves a few years ago. And together, the two of us created the Joe Satriani strapline with my artwork on it. And he had since left, and he started to work for Vox. And he knew that I had been working on my own pedal company. So one day he called me and he said, "How is your pedal company going?" And I said, "I'm not doing it. I don't want to become a manufacturer." I decided I didn't. I figured I'd always be on the phone, and it would be too much paperwork and not enough playing. So he said, "Well, that's good news because I'm at Vox now, and I think this is the perfect place for you to come because we have got these engineers who really have experience with just about every angle of pedal, and they've got guys working not only in the U.S. but in the U.K. and in Japan." So I thought, okay, well, let me meet him first. I knew Mike was he's a great guitarist, but he's also a very good can-do person. He gets projects done, which is very important. He knows how to deal with people, get them motivated, pull them all together. And that's extremely important because a lot of projects, they start out with enthusiasm and then they go down. But this was, from the beginning, it was a difficult thing to start with, but the level of intensity always remained constant, with the guys at Korg and Vox. And that's really why we have the pedals out today. So we have a distortion pedal that's called
so
the
you're
Satriani.
satisfied, so satisfied.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And we have 2 more pedals that are almost finished that will come out maybe by the end of this year. And we have plans for about 5 more, so I'm very happy.
And then last question about G3. Do you foresee another tour?
I'm sure of it, yeah. I think I have to wait and see how far Chickenfoot will tour this season, I hope that Chickenfoot goes on, for another year and a half. But if we have to take a break, if Chad goes back to the Chili Peppers for a while, then I might do a G3 before going back into the studio to record another solo album. So I'd have to think. Who would you like to see on G3?
If you foresee another tour G3 and with the kind of a lineup.
Yeah, I'm asking
Steve,
you.
Yes,
Steve?
okay.
Okay.
And that's all.
That's just 2 though.